If I learn how to pay less taxes than everybody else, and I keep that to myself, I'm not a good person. I should be sharing that idea. I'm not going to teach somebody how to do it. I'm going to say, hey, you should go do what I did to become what I am, if you're interested.
Welcome back to the Renatus J.A.M. My name is Jay Stark. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the call today and every week. And joining me, as always, is my fearless co-host,
Mr. Matt Snyder.
Mr. Matthew Snyder.
That's me. I don't think they can hear you.
I feel like you need an echo. Like when you come out, we should have the audience roaring. You should have an echo.
I got a lower third. I don't need an echo.
I feel like you'd benefit from an echo.
I don't know. I guess
I want everybody who watches the Jam to know just how grand of a man Mr. Matt can be.
All right. Okay, move on. All right.
Oh, I am excited to be back with you guys. It's always fun to come out here, and now that we have retooled the Renatus Jam just ever so minutely, it's going to be our opportunity to talk about the Renatus opportunity, talk about what's going on in the world of Renatus, with the family, with the community, with the ICMs, and today is going to be a landmark opportunity to talk to a top income earner. But before we do, what's new and exciting, Matthew?
We have live education coming up.
Live education.
I'm looking forward to that. Both of these instructors, by the way, even though they haven't done their classes yet, they are some of my favorites. And the reason being is because of what Umair is teaching. First of all, I find very fascinating, and I think he does a phenomenal job because I've seen snippets of him teaching this, right? Not the whole thing, but just enough. And Bill Predabon is so passionate about real estate.
Yes.
We had him out on, I guess, was it a Jam or an Invest Edge?
Nope, we had him out on the Invest Edge.
But I was hosting because I think you were gone, or my dad was. I don't remember. These all start to run together. We've done a lot of these sitting on this set. So all I know is we had Bill Predabon on, and he did such a good job. I mean, he's so passionate about it, and you could just feel it through the screen. I was like, man, dude, this is your wheelhouse.
Here's one of my favorite elements of this. It's that Umair and Bill both represent what I like to consider the Renatus dream.
Yes.
They are both homegrown, proficient practitioner, now turned instructors.
Yeah.
So they started as students, both of them did. They've both been learning and putting their knowledge in action, right? They're going out there, they're investing in real estate regularly, and now both of them have become so proficient in what it is they do that they're coming out to give us 2 all-new classes from 2 all-new instructors. Billy P, I call him Billy P, but Bill Predabon's coming out. He's going to be talking about how to build from the ground up. So he's going to be talking about not just new development, but also the teardown of existing structures, how to work through the red tape of municipalities, who you need to know, what you need to know, and to give realistic timelines, as well as some of the qualifications, meaning that sometimes you apply for this kind of a designation if you're knocking down this much of the structure, but if you knock down just a little bit less, well, all of a sudden it's a lot less red tape. And so he goes through some of those nuances so you know what to look out for, you know what questions to ask, and honestly, knowing what questions to ask gets you the information that you really need. So I am ridiculously excited as he's going to be talking about from the ground up. He's also going to be talking about what is catching on, at least out in the West, as being the solution to the housing problem, which is ADUs, or accessory dwelling units. That's taking an existing property and then creating a smaller property on the property. So sometimes it can be an actual exterior building that you're putting, like a pool house or whatever it is, or it can be a mother-in-law apartment, but most municipalities in the West are starting to look at what it takes to create an ADU on an existing property and making it easier and easier, and he's going to be talking all about that.
Yeah, I think it's kind of the way of the future. I think that's one of the directions, there's going to be several, but one of the directions that real estate's going to head down because of the housing crisis. We've got so many people that need to live places and only so many structures for them to live in, right? Yeah. Especially here in Utah. That's a particular problem that we face. And so, these ADUs is going to solve a problem and bring in cash flow for people that otherwise wouldn't have been able to bring in that cash flow. So it's a really cool strategy. And I think Bill Predabon is the guy to teach you. He's so good at this. You're going to love it. As a matter of fact, if you want to know more, go back to the Invest Edge that he did. Just go to our Renatus YouTube channel and search for Bill Predabon and find it.
If you just look down in the description of this video, I'll have you add that to the description so that people can find it easier.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll add it.
So just look in the description. You'll be able to find Bill Predabon's Invest Edge when he came out and he talked all about it. If you've noticed...
We'll do the same thing with Umair's.
Yes.
Because Umair he was the first Invest Edge that we did on mobile homes. And so I'll include both of those in the description of this J.A.M. Awesome.
If you guys have been paying attention to the way that the government has been talking about the housing crisis, they have stopped talking about affordable housing. Because housing is no longer affordable using standard income measurements of what the up-and-coming generations are making in their careers. And now they're talking about attainable housing, saying whether or not it's even possible to get into a living situation. And so, these solutions, what both of these classes, what Bill Predabon is doing and what Umair Haq are talking about, are a solution to that housing crisis. Bill, he's going to be talking about how to work with municipalities, how to create additional units on an existing structure. Umair is going to be talking about mobile home parks. He's going to be talking about
recession-proofing.
Yes.
Because when everybody has to move down to something smaller because of whatever's going on in the market, well, that doesn't happen with mobile homes. It's like the bottom of living situations, right, as far as this step down. And so there's always demand. And trust me, you want to be in the business where there's always demand.
Yeah, exactly. And with a mobile home park, there are multiple streams of income that you can start to profit from. And so you just need to be aware of what those are as you get into it. But I'm so excited because I feel like these classes are so timely in today's market. That's coming up May 15th and 16th. We're going to be broadcasting it live. If you already have your AIT Extreme, then you're going to get access to the stream. If you don't yet, get that before we go live so that you can take part in the stream as well. You can also, if you have the correct educational access, you can join us live in studio and be a part of our studio audience. We are going to blow the doors off of this place because I know that Yas and Umair are coming in from the East Coast. I know they're bringing a bunch of people with them, and Yas has told me that she is going to fill this room. So you guys should come and be a part of the fun. It's going to be a good time for sure. But that's coming up May 15th and 16th. I think that's all of the announcements we have for right now.
Yep. Other than our super secret special amazing guest.
Super secret special amazing guest.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. Once we decided that we were going to retool the way that the Renatus J.A.M works, based on, the Invest Edge is really focused on real estate investing, and we're going to take the opportunity to really talk to the family. We thought there is truly no one better that we could bring out on our first edition of this new version of the J.A.M than our guest.
Yeah, Mr. Scott Rowe, our PAC member.
Scott Rowe.
And I believe the top income earner for Renatus.
The number one lifetime earner with Renatus.
That's right.
Mr. Scott Rowe.
Yep. Numero uno in lifetime earnings, my friend.
Oh,
he's trying to record it.
No, he's playing jump around.
Yes.
I love it. He's got his own walk-on music.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh man. So Scott, right. I'm curious. You were telling us a story about having somebody come over to your house, asking you what you do, and you talking about the way that you push the Renatus message forward is through webinars and is through the trainings that you do. What are some of the things that you train on the regular?
I have been doing, ready for this? So I started working with, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yep, we can hear you.
Are you guys looking? Like you're looking over here. All right. So I've been working with Bob Snyder. For anybody that has never seen a Renatus J.A.M. or doesn't know this guy, I've been working with Bob since 2000 and late 06, 2006, right? So it's been a long time since we started working with this group. And my wife dragged me down to a meeting, and she had seen an advertisement out there about real estate investing. I had been interested in real estate investing, and I sat down in a room for real estate investing in a hotel somewhere where they're pushing it in the back of the room. And I told her, I didn't go to the first meeting. I was like, I'm not going to a scam meeting. You go by yourself. So she goes to the meeting. She got very excited. She came home and told me I was going to the next meeting. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm not telling my wife no twice. So I go to the next meeting.
Smart man.
Good message. There's a bit of training right there.
That's a gold nugget people should walk away with.
Look, you've been married, what, 30 years? 30?
Now.
Yeah, you know a thing or two. I'm just saying, yeah, you know a thing or two. All right, keep going. Sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, so and the message was good. Obviously, there's a bunch of people there that were having success. So you got to you had to talk to them, and that's the first message is, if you guys can have a live meeting, then it's way more powerful than doing a webinar. Even though I do a lot of webinars and we help build the country doing webinars, I will tell you that if you're putting people on a webinar, it's fine if that's what you got to do. But if you can get a group of people together, if they gather, those who gather stay together. So, and here I heard this once from an online marketer once. He was good. He goes, if you're doing a webinar, you've got somebody in the basement, the blue screen's on, they're watching their screen, and they might be in their jammies, however they're dressed, and they let's say they end the webinar and they love it. They love the webinar. They have this thought: am I the only sucker that liked that? Because they're not feeding off of anybody around them. The reason we had such a great national conference this time, there was energy, right? Like, folks are like, man, this is awesome. These people are awesome. And when you're doing a webinar, it's a little harder to achieve that. So I have gotten good at it. I've gotten good at doing webinars, and I've gotten good at keeping the chat box open, so that when I ask a question, they're answering the chat box. I say the person's name. Good. All right, Matt. All right, Jay. Yep, you're right. Give me a Y or an N to answer this question. And they're participating. So, got good at it. Right? We have run an impact, something in the mornings, Monday. And this is team building stuff. If you want to, the nice thing about Renatus is the comp plan is so good in Renatus that by helping another person, you get to make money. Make sense? So if somebody's bringing somebody down to the meeting and you want to offer them guidance, then Bob will pay you. Bob Snyder will pay you for that from what they've done. So we've been doing impacts Monday through Thursday. We started in 07 as live, like people were literally driving down to my office in Chicago so we could meet every morning. And then I put them in the warehouse to do calls or whatever they're doing, marketing. And then somebody said to me, do I have to come to the office? Can I just do it at home? I'm like, yeah, you can. So I realized that traffic, we're all trying to not fight traffic.
Yeah.
This is one of the benefits. So I said, let's do a webinar. And back then it was freewebinar.com. We were Zooming before Zoom existed back in 2008 was the time when we started doing that. And I do impacts today, Monday through Thursday. My wife does Wednesdays. But we still do those. We're 18 years into this relationship with Bob Snyder and this group and this company and you guys. That and there's a philosophy behind that. And this might be good training for anybody that wants to really build a residual type of revenue with Renatus. If you don't touch them every day, they're quitting. Does that make sense? Like, I learned this in sales a long time ago. We would run, I've been in sales a lot. So as a sales manager, if somebody goes home to the wife and the wife isn't happy with the money they made from the commissions, they're not coming back the next day. So you got to explain to them, hey, this is what you got to say to your wife tonight based on what you did, or this is what we learned, right? And you're going to bring that learning back tomorrow, and we're going to use that learning to bring your wife more money, right? So it was that kind of attitude that I was trained in corporate sales that I brought here and says, if I'm not touching them every morning, they're quitting. And that was just a philosophy that had us build. We have, and Jay, you know this because you see the back office, our whole team has helped over 22,000 people begin a relationship that we started back in 07. So,
yeah. That's awesome. So tell me,
did I answer the question? I don't know if I answered the question or not. If you
you totally did.
Yeah, you did.
You totally did. I'm really curious. If somebody's brand new, and let's say maybe they don't even know Renatus that well, what are some of the benefits that you like to highlight for individuals of what getting involved with us really looks like?
Well, I'm gonna highlight. These are the 4 ideas that I give in every intro meeting. The 4 ideas, right? And if you're paying attention, these are questions that you can go ask warm market people. Okay. The four trainings that I like to highlight in my introductions. The first one is we call the tax matrix, right? So how do we go from below the line to above the line, low financial efficiency to high financial efficiency? And my wife and I, we haven't paid a lot of taxes. We haven't paid near the taxes that we did as employees. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So, I asked my sister after the first meeting that I came down. So that first training, here's the marketing idea. If you're going to go out and reach out to people in your life, this is how it could sound right after you leave the first meeting that I did, that I went to. Hey, text my sister. Hey, Jen. Hey, Scott. Hey, listen, would you like to learn how to pay less than 10% in income tax the rest of your life? That was a question. And you know what my sister said? What do you think she said? You think she said no?
No, she said yes. And how?
She's like, of course I would. How am I going to do that? I'm like, well, the group I'm working with, this real estate investing group, can show you how that can be done. Running companies and doing real estate. So would you like a seat in that meeting that I went to? See, what I realized early on in my career, my wife, I've been in sales a long time. We had to sell. And when I realized what was going on here, I told my wife, I go, I don't have to sell Renatus, or I don't have to sell the education. I just have to sell the seat that's in the meeting. That's it. And the seat, I don't get paid for the seat, but I am doing good for another human, right? If I learn how to pay less taxes than everybody else, and I keep that to myself, I'm not a good person. I should be sharing that idea. I'm not going to teach somebody how to do it. I'm going to say, hey, you should go do what I did to become what I am, if you're interested. So, and I got a good story around that, because I text my sister, hey, would you be interested in learning how to pay less than 10% in income tax the rest of your life? She goes, of course I would. Who wouldn't? How do I do that? I go, you get dressed up and you join us at this Thursday meeting. I'll be there. Then I send a message to my dad. Hey, Dad, so this is what you're going to get. Hey, Dad, would you like to pay less than 10% in income tax the rest of your life? You know what Dad said?
He said,
well,
no.
That sounds like bull. No, he didn't say that.
I'm messing with you. Yeah.
That would be an answer that nobody should ever give, right? Yeah. Because if they say no, they just don't want to talk to you anymore. They really want to. They just don't want to hear it from you.
I like paying the government more.
Yeah, exactly. I had one of those my entire life, but really? Dad. Let's go back to my dad.
Okay, sorry.
So my dad, I go to my dad. I'm like, hey, would you be interested in paying less than 10% in income tax the rest of your life? He goes, well, that sounds like bull crap, kid. That's what he said. Now, most of the time, if somebody gets an answer from a warm market person like that, what happens, guys? Oh, that sounds like bull crap, kid. What happens? They
don't believe you. They don't. I mean,
okay, but
there's no credibility. They think that you've bought into something that's not real.
No problem. I get it. But if I'm out there actively marketing to my warm market, and I don't call it marketing, I call it helping. If I'm out there helping my warm market get to these ideas that could change their life.
Yep.
Right? Not marketing. Get that out of your, if you say, oh, I'm going to market, you change. You're like, all right, I'm going to market. No.
Yep.
I'm just going to, I had a good time at that movie. That movie was awesome. Matt, you need to go see Gladiator.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
I don't get paid by the Gladiator movie. I'm just doing it because you should.
Because you're excited.
And that's how I looked at it. Right?
Yeah.
So I did my dad. So this is a training. This is a good training. So my sister was like, yeah, how do I get that? I'm like, go to the meeting. Super simple. My dad is a different story. He goes, well, that sounds like bull crap, kid. And that usually for a new person that's doing this, they're like, oh my gosh. And they get scared and wigged out like, oh, I didn't want to hear that reply. It made me feel bad. And then they don't want to do anybody else. They want to stop. They shrink up into they look like a turtle.
Yep.
Here's what you do. If you, for some reason, are saying something that sounds too good to be true to somebody else and they relay it that way, you agree with them. You simply, so my dad says, well, that sounds like bull crap, kid. I go, it does, right, Dad? Anyway, I went to the meeting. I loved it. I'm doing some stuff with it. Do you want a seat? The other, or not? Does that make sense?
Yep.
So I just agree with them. If they say that sounds way too good to be true, I'm like, it does, doesn't it? Anyway, I already went to the meeting. Would you like a seat or not? And that's it. And that's all you need to deal with. You don't need to get into like, well, why do you think it's bullcrap? No, it's really real, Dad. And let me tell you why it's real. Like, that's what people do. They get defensive and they start swinging with what they think they know, and they get right.
Yeah.
Just agree. Yeah, it does, Dad. Anyway, you want a seat?
You want to see? I love it.
And he says to me, he goes, fine. Where's it at? And my dad got a combo. Right?
That's awesome.
So the point is, if you get them down to the information and they're hearing it in more detail than you gave it, then they're like, oh, wow, this was better than you told me it was. I didn't tell you anything, Dad. I just asked you if you want a seat. You get it? So when you're and really the marketing that we're doing these days, we're finding that the digital marketing is being very regulated, right? People that are using Eventbrite they're like building all these ads and they're getting shut down. They're like, all that word. And then, Eventbrite, meetup.com, you have to have an address, right? So the challenge with digital marketing in this capacity is it doesn't like things it can't confirm, right? We can't confirm that you're really having a meeting, so we're not going to let you post it up on our thing, right? We can't confirm what people are going to hear, and if they hear any kind of feedback from the audience, like, I was on Eventbrite, and I went to this meeting, and this is what I saw, it's over, right? So that they have the keys. But you can always bump into somebody, and you have a list of people in your phone. So the way that I start people off, and this is what we're doing these days because it's the thing to do. It's the same thing that Bob taught us. So I tell people, I'm like, just text 5 people a day, Monday through Thursday. Take Friday off and go golfing, and then put it up on Facebook. Hey guys, I'm not working today. I'm golfing because of my new thing I'm doing. And then text 5 people a day. Hey, cousin Matt, how you doing? Matt comes back. Oh, great. I almost killed myself on a 4-wheeler falling off a mountain last week. Oh, let me help you out. Would you be interested in paying less than 10% in income tax the rest of your life?
Of course I would. Hey, listen, the real estate investing group that I just started hanging out with is featuring this training on Thursday evening in this room or on this webinar. Do you want a seat or not? So wait. Go back to that question because I'll answer it how I really would answer it.
Great. Hey, Maddie.
Yeah.
I heard you almost lost your life on a 4-wheeler this weekend. You okay?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. You win some, you lose some.
Pretty crazy.
I got lucky.
Any camera, any video on that thing? Do you have like a 360 on that thing?
Unfortunately, no. If I did, it would have been trashed anyways.
That would have been YouTube gold. All right.
It would have. Oh.
Hey, listen, Matt, there's a reason I'm hanging out with you. Listen, I just started working with the real estate investing group, hanging out. Would you be interested in learning how to pay 10%, less than 10% in income tax the rest of your life?
How?
The how is in not this conversation. Would you like to learn how?
Yeah. I mean, if that's real, I would love to know how.
Okay, perfect. I've already gone to the meeting. I'm already using some of the stuff that they're teaching, right? So I'll get you a seat this Thursday in the meeting. Then you can see what I see, and then I'll introduce you to the people that are helping me do it.
Okay. Yeah, sounds great.
All right, so I'll get you booked.
That's hilarious. How would not be my response?
That would be my first response. Yeah,
that makes sense. That makes sense.
How is in the meeting I went to. Would you like to learn how? Yes. How? How is you drive to this address and you sit down and listen to the people that are helping me. That's how you do it.
It's true. And I mean, I myself have lost leads back in the day, marketing 2015, 2016, and 2017, I would answer that question, and that's not what you need to be. You don't need to be teaching or instructing, because you end up on the phone for 2 hours trying to explain the whole thing. Like, the point is, you need to come learn how down at Thursday night presentation. You need to be at the presentation.
Yeah, and
sell the seat, Nancy, right, Scott? You sell the seat.
Yeah, that's it. I don't have to sell the product. I just got to sell the seat, and the seat is, hey. And here's the 4 things that we actually talk about in our intros. And I'm saying this because this is my intro, but just to give you guys some ideas of how to market. If you're actually having conversations with people, you can say this: hey, would you be interested in learning how to pay less than 10% in income tax the rest of your life?
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Would you be interested in learning how the 4 levels of real estate investing, from freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior level real estate investing works, and how to do that without using your money or credit? Would that be something you'd want to learn?
Yeah, of course it would.
Would you be interested in learning how to harvest resources for real estate instead of having to go hunt them? Like, you don't have to go to a hard money lender. You don't got to go beg people for money, but people are actually offering a chance to throw money at your situation to partner up on real estate with you. Would you like to learn how to do that?
Yeah, I mean, of course, I'd want to know how. How are people coming?
Okay. Would you like to learn a 10-minute napkin conversation that anybody can have over a dinner table that shocks people into understanding why they should do real estate so that they partner up with their money? So in essence, you do this 10-minute napkin conversation. The person on the other side of the table says, "Oh my gosh, I should have been doing real estate a long time ago. Do you got any deals that we can do?"
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You'd like to learn all that?
Yeah. Yeah, if I could present that in 10 minutes.
You deserve a seat in the meeting that I can get you to.
Okay. When?
Oh.
Where's
imagine that asking me when. I've got 2 choices. You can come Wednesday night or Saturday morning. Do you want to go Wednesday night after work or Saturday morning bright and early?
Probably Wednesday night.
All right, sounds good. Let me get you booked there.
That's awesome.
And that's it. It's not hard to have a conversation where you already believe in it. If you're already working with Renatus and you made some type of purchase in the education, and especially if you're going through the education, you already have belief built, right? Why are you so afraid to help another human? That's really what you got. And it's not marketing, it's assisting. I'm helping other humans. That's how I looked at it. I was helping my sister get to the information. Now, do I care that she gets the education? No. And that's another thing. You can't go at folks going, "God, I hope I make money off of you." They can't be a meal ticket. Right. You've got to genuinely want them to sit in their seat, and after the meeting, they sit back and they go, "Holy cow, I never heard of this stuff before."
Right.
Like, they have this movement in their life because of the meeting that you invited them to and just booked them to. And you sat next to them watching their faces. Hey, when I went to when Gladiator came out, I saw that movie 9 times in the theater.
Oh, I believe it. Such a good movie.
The first 2 times were for me. And then from 3 on, I was watching the. You was good, right, man?
Yeah. Oh,
you gonna love this part.
I did the same thing with Maverick. With the
Maverick, I did too.
Or sorry, Top Gun Maverick.
I mean, thank God a movie like that came out, because I needed a Gladiator fix, and I watched Maverick over and over and over. I could watch it right now. It's so good, man.
Yeah, I think I literally saw it like 5-6 times in theaters, because I did exactly what you're talking about. I went and saw it the first time, loved it. Yeah. Then I was bringing people down. I was like, "Oh, you got to go see it. And I want to see it with you. I want to be there with you." Yeah. And I think that's why they say excitement on fire beats knowledge on ice, because when it comes to this sort of thing,
ignorance on fire.
Ignorance on fire, because people that are excited about what they just saw and what they're learning are going to transfer that excitement genuinely to the other people, instead of, I think if you start to look at somebody as a sale, or like you said, a meal ticket, and then you're marketing and you put on your sales voice and whatever, it ruins it. People can feel it. But if you're actually excited, genuinely fired up, people can feel that. And if you want to bring them down to the meeting so they can see what you just saw, it's a whole nother experience.
That's something. No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I just love the way that you're talking about your desire to help people. that you're not trying to sell them. You're not trying to force anything on them. You're trying to give them access to something that has changed your life. And just like Matt was talking about, that excitement is transferable because you're excited about it.
Yep.
You're bringing them with you going, oh, you want to watch this part. This is a good part right here. This is the thing right here that changed the way that I do business from that point forward. Mm-hmm. And I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I forgot what I was going to say.
It's all right.
I was going to say something. It was good too. Man. I got it.
There it is.
I got it. Okay, and I don't know how much time we got here. You'll keep me abreast.
Yeah, you're good. We're good.
Oh, good. Okay, so there's some other stuff you can do, right? So it's very easy to hit 5 people up a day, and you should start with the 5 people in your life that you don't like. They know you so well. You're like, hey, bro. Hey, would you be interested in learning how to pay less than 10% in income tax the rest of your life? Like, you wouldn't mind saying that to this person. Like, this is easy. Start with those people, right? Get those people down to the meeting because they're going to turn to you and say, man, we could do this together. Like, we're like this. So that's where you should start. But you're going to run out of those people. You're going to run out of those people in your list. But even if you're here's a good trade. Even if you're out and about, there are 2 words that have made me a lot of zeros in Renatus, Matt. Okay.
That's all you can say without a disclaimer.
Hey, listen, let me put it this way. Watch this. I made a lot of zeros in Renatus. You may make some zeros too, starting with the first one if you don't do what I'm telling you to do. All right, here we go. Get that? That was cryptic. So
first one, what being $1?
No, the first 0.
The first 0. Just 0.
See that? You like that?
Yeah, that's good.
Could make zeros. I made a lot of zeros.
Yep.
You could make 0 too.
You could make 0. Yeah, that's right.
I like that a lot.
Potential's anywhere from there to there, right? So yeah.
Listen, there are two words that you want to get used to saying when you see stuff. You want to get really good at, you go to a party. You could start any conversation in any kind of meeting or dinner. So, Jay, what do you do? Jay, you're cool, man. You look like Josh Brolin. What do you do? And Jay's like, hey, man, I'm in charge of the number 1 rated. Right? He'll give what he does, and then Matt, and they go, Matty, what do you do? He goes, what do you do? If you ask people what they do? What are they going to do?
They're going to tell you.
They're going to tell me, but then they're going to say, after they're done telling you,
what do you do, Scott?
Yeah. Yep. So here's what I say. I'm like, I'm actually a real estate investor. We've done a lot of property before. We've got a lot of rental properties. My wife and I, we hooked up with this platform that helps people do real estate years ago. We've helped over 22,000 people begin their careers with this platform. We've helped a lot of people become millionaires through the real estate, through this platform. So I've had a pretty good life. I don't fight traffic no more.
Yep.
And when they say that, now you may not be able to say all that. Right? You may be able to say this. Oh, I'm actually working on my first real estate deal. I've hooked up with the number 1 rated real estate investing education company in the country, per the BBB, by the way. And then they say, oh, wow, that's crazy. If they have this face right here, whoa, wow. Or they have this face. 2 words should come out of your mouth. 2 words with a question mark should always come out of your mouth. Hey, how would you like to join me? Yeah. Hey. So, you go to a party, like you go to a class reunion. I had this happen a while ago. And the guy says, man, you're crushing it. Your wife and you're doing great. They're watching our Facebook page, right?
Yeah.
So I see his face. He's like, let's go grab a beer at the class reunion. Let's go grab a beer. The minute he says this, I go, Jimmy, how'd you like to join me? He stops in his tracks. He's like, join you? How can I join you? Because when somebody says, I'm an Amazon supervisor, right? Yeah. And they have a face, oh, that's good for you. They don't say, there's no opportunity to say, how'd you like to join me? Right. That's not, I'm a plumber. How'd you like to join me? That doesn't fit. But as soon as somebody has, wow, that's impressive. Wow. Then you can say, hey, how'd you like to join me? And they would say something like, join you? How can I join you? And you always want to pull out the 2 L's. The 2 L's. The 2 L's are this. I don't know. So if you say, hey, how would you like to join me? And they're like, how can I join you? You're like, I always shrug. Shrugging works great. I don't know. It's so de-explosive. I don't know what's the word. anyway.
Diffusing.
If you start,
do you mean
what is it?
diffusing?
Diffusing. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking about the fuse. It's diffusing if you shrug. You're like, somebody says, well, how can I join you? I'm like, I don't know. You tell me. Would you like to learn how to do this and put together your own portfolio? Or would you like to be lazy, sit on the couch, and just make money on my deals? It's up to you. Which one appeals to you the most? And to be honest with you, I don't care how many of my people they don't make an education sale because somebody says, well, I might want to be lazy and just use my money on your deal because it's helping my students still. They become a good testimony. Does that make sense? So you should always get used to asking the words if you see a face. Hey, man, you look interested. How would you like to join me? Yeah, how would you like to join me? Somebody's like, wow, that's pretty good. How would you like to join me? Join you? How can I join you? I don't know. You tell me. Would you like to learn it and then build your own portfolio? Or would you like to be lazy, sit on the couch, and then just, partner up on mine?
Make your money work for you, right?
Yeah, and then how do we make Facebook work for us? I mean, you could simply, I help people do this a lot. They take a selfie of so let's say they're taking their classes at Renatus, right?
Yeah.
They're in their essentials classes. And I always tell them this. I go, throw up your creative acquisitions class, because in that class, you're going to learn how to control properties without using money or credit. So you pull the class up, and then you take a selfie, and then you put it up on like Facebook or social media, and you simply say, hey, everyone, learning how to do real estate without using my money or credit. Wish me luck.
Yeah,
and that's it. How many likes do you get? A bunch, depending. It's a percentage based on your friends list, right? You get a bunch of likes, you get a bunch of loves. You now have an opportunity to do the join me question with the likes or the loves. You can then simply tell them privately, hey, I notice you like the fact that I'm doing real estate. How would you like to join me? And there's only going to be two answers. Oh, no, I was just cheering you on. I would just say, all right, well, keep watching. As soon as you're upset that I'm golfing and you're not, then just reach out and I can help you get started with the group.
Yeah, I think a lot of those people will sit on the sidelines and they're waiting to see if it works for you.
Yeah, exactly.
They're waiting to see if it works for you, and then
listen,
if it does, then they'll get started.
Yeah, if you're smart about it, you're going to take a class and put up a Facebook post every time you're done with a session going, hey guys, did you know? So they learn something, and then they do a did you know post on their Facebook. Oh man, did you know you could do that with your kids and pay them as models in their advertising? Oh, hey, did you know that you could actually pay off a mortgage this fast? Did you know that you could put your house in your own company and pay a lease to yourself? Right? So it's these kind of things that if you keep that going, then you're actually becoming an influencer. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because the person that reads it, like, wow, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that. And then pretty soon, if they're liking it, you're like, hey, and they go private. Hey, notice you like the fact that I'm doing real estate. How would you like to join me? And you're only looking for join you. How can I join you? I don't know. Would you like to learn what I know? We could work together, build your portfolio. Or would you just like to be lazy, sit on the couch, and just make money on my deals?
That's awesome. I love how you are constantly creating that series of intrigue, and that you're just giving that invitation to individuals. Hey, join me. Just come with me. If you're interested, come with me. If not, sit back and watch, because I'm going to blow the doors off this thing.
That's it.
Awesome.
That's it. It's so simple.
That's amazing. Those simple questions are what have helped you to really become the overall top income earner inside of Renatus over our entire 14 plus years now. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what kind of advice? Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, this is the kind of stuff you asked me earlier. Like, what do you train on? If I have an idea in the morning right before I impact, I'm like, hey guys, I got an idea. And as long as I'm keeping people fresh, they're like, oh man, that was a good idea. Let me go. Because again, if you're not dealing with your teams, if you are building a team, but you're not talking to them and they're never getting fresh, they're quitting. Yeah. Make sense? And I've gotten texts at the end of the impacts thanking, hey man, I was giving up today until I got on your impact. Thank you. Right. Yeah. And that's why you keep it going, right? Because you're just keeping people from giving up on themselves.
Man, isn't that the truth? That's so much of the mission of what we're trying to accomplish, is to get people out of their own way so they won't give up on themselves, won't give up on their opportunity, on their own success. And so much of what you're talking about is being proactive in your own life, right? Taking deliberate steps in order to create a level of intrigue and a level of interest and a level of desire so that people will actually change what they have either not known they could change or not been willing to change in the past. It's those simple behaviors repeated over time that are going to create canyons in somebody's life.
Yep. I agree.
Dude, that's awesome.
Can I help you with one more thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
You said the word amazing, and every time I hear somebody say the word amazing, I stop as a coach, and I'm like, please remove that from your language. Why? Because amazing is walking on water. We can't explain how he did it 2,000 years later. It happened. We know it happened, but we can't explain it. That's amazing. It is outside the realm of possibility for us.
Okay.
And when we say that in our brain, that's what we create. Change, here's what I tell my people to say. Instead of saying amazing, say, well, that's a math thing. Because everything's math. Right?
Yeah.
Everything that we do, if somebody says, wow, that's amazing, I go, it is not amazing. I started with the first step and I added the second step and I added the third step and I added the fourth step and it all became a math thing. Being the number one income earner in Renatus is not amazing. It's a math thing. And that math included, 18 years of webinars and 18 years of impacts and 18 years of caring. And even though I do a webinar in the morning at 8 o'clock in the morning, and you're like, wow, you work hard. I'm like, not really. I mean, I'm at home checking out the water heater guy, and he's wondering how I make money because I'm not really working like he is. So the point is, it's not amazing. Anything that you're going to achieve, even a deal, is a math thing. So if you can teach your people how to say that, they'll start doing the math in their head to get to a result versus going, wow, that's amazing. And man, I wish I was you.
It's a good point because it's a number. I mean, that's sales is a numbers game. Talk to enough people and figure out how to get your ratios better, right? That's all of sales. I like it.
And I think that if people could take a look, if they could imagine where they're going to be in a year, and instead of saying to yourself, man, I wish I had started this a year ago, and say, you know what, today is the day that I'm going to think back to in a year from now and thank myself for being willing to take those steps on that day. And I think if we can all have that perspective, it helps us to do the hard thing now because, it is a math thing. It's a process thing. It's a numbers game. I got to make the phone call. I got to talk to the person. I got to build the intrigue and give the invite over and over and over again. And as I do, I'm going to start having more and more people who want to join me, who want to be there with me because they're seeing the change that's being created in my life. And I love that you have focused so much on making it as easy as possible for somebody to start saying yes to their own success, yes to their own opportunity, yes to, I can sell that seat. I don't have to sell the whole enchilada. I can sell that seat and I can get them to the place where I started so that they can get out of their own way and start doing the same thing.
Yeah, you're not the hower either. Like Matt said, you don't give the how. I'm like, I learned how at the meeting I'm inviting you to.
Right.
I'll introduce you to the people that told me how. Do you want that seat?
Yeah.
Right?
And the education really.
You want to see a cool plaque?
Is the expansive how. Yeah. What do you got?
Look at this. It says Scott and Nancy Rowe, right? The Fuzzi family. These are the first people that we actually got into Renatus in our first year, right here. These are only ready for this. And this is all you got. Listen, this will help people think. We only helped 22 people our first year get into Renatus, right?
Yep.
But we have lots of zero. All right, ready for this? This is a good analogy. Okay. And you can back me up on this, Jay, because you know it. These 22 people right here turned into over 22,000 18 years later.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome.
Yeah. They gave us, and this is what they gave us. I cried when I got this. They didn't tell me they were going to get, when we opened our first office, thank you for assisting us to make our dreams a reality. And that, if you focus on this right here, If I had a mentor tell me once, they're like, hey man, if you bring more to the table than you're ever willing to take off, you will never go hungry.
Wow, that's a good point.
Yeah, I love it. Man, Scott, this has been a mathing. It's been so great to hear you talk about this process and to build that reality, that expectation that individuals can have and put in place in their own life to say, you know what? Yeah, it's going to be hard, but I'm going to start with the first 5 people, and then I'm going to add 5 people to it and add 5 people until I've affected the first 22, until I've affected the first 22,000, so I can add some zeros into my life, because I love the perspective. I love the way that you crafted that so well, so that I'm sitting here inspired myself. I mean, I've known you for 14 years, 15 years now, and I'm still inspired by the way that you carry the banner and the way that you build belief in the people around you.
Yeah, look at the way you guys are carrying the banner right now. Doing the jams. We're all a team, right? I tell Bob all the time, I'm like, man, I'm so glad we met. I'm so glad we found each other.
Agreed, Scott.
Yeah.
Well, Scooty, thank you.
I just learned one thing. I want to share this with you. When you said a math thing just there, I'm like, well, that didn't really fit. This has been so a math thing. It didn't really fit, right? So my brain just came up with an idea. Instead of saying amazing, you can replace it with informative. Man, this has been so informative, right?
Yeah.
So if you're going to say the word amazing, wow, that's informative, man. Because you just pick something up from that person, right? You don't have to go, wow, you're amazing. Wow, you're informative. Oh my gosh, that was so informative.
You are very informative. This has been an informative opportunity to get to talk and to hear from the overall top income earner in Renatus, Mr. Scott Rowe. Scott, thanks for being with us on our very first retrofitted edition of the Renatus J.A.M. You are a rock star, my friend, as is evidenced by the guitar hanging behind your head.
yeah, buddy.
There it is. What a rock star. Scott, thanks for being with us. We will catch all of you next week on another Renatus J.A.M. Don't forget, the reason why Renatus rocks is because of every single person like Mr. Scott Rowe, like Mr. Matt Snyder, and Mr. Aaron Peterson behind the curtain, who are a part of the Renatus family. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you next week. Renatus rocks.
Got walkout music.
Yes, he does. He's got walk on and walk off music.